All right, welcome back. It's Friday. Nick Bontis from the DeGroote School of Business is here. We're going to talk about gas prices and Limewire. We're going to start with gas prices because this is making news on a lot of fronts this week, starting yesterday with Industry Minister Tony Clement coming out and inviting gas companies, oil companies to come in and explain their pricing. Is this really going to do something, or is this more just a show?
I hope it's more than just a show, Nick. You know, they tried doing this back in 2003. They were threatening the Competition Bureau was going to get involved. And then they actually announced that there was going to be a monitoring agency to keep an eye on the gas companies. Well, none of that ever happened. And you know what? The problem is no one understands what's going on. You know, the oil prices go up, they go down, gas prices go in the opposite direction. And it's not just the relationship with oil. It's also here in Canada. Prices will go up 6 cents in Toronto, and then they'll go down 4 cents in Montreal, or they'll stay the same in Vancouver. So clearly, there is something that we need to complain about. You know what, Nick? We just had an election. Everybody's got an MP. Here's the first thing you should do on Monday. Call your MP and say, guess what? Vacation is over. Time to get to work. I want you to solve the gas problem for me.
It's quite the problem. Now, on the same day, Tony Clement announces the invitation to Canadian companies. Down south, the big five oil company CEOs appeared in front of a Senate committee. They're suggesting that, in fact, taxes need to be lowered on gas prices while their profits remain high. So does this wash?
I don't think that makes sense. I mean, first of all, let's talk about the word profit. Profit is a good word. So let's not assume that because they're making a lot of money that they're somehow gouging us. Don't forget, with profit comes economic growth, it comes jobs. With profit comes tax revenue for the government so they can pay off that national debt that we have. So that's not the way to go. The other thing, just on the topic of taxes there, Nick, is this issue that the government's making a lot of money on gas. We know that 30, 40 cents of every liter is actually going to the coffers. I don't mind that either, because at the end of the day, we still have massive national debt in Canada. And if we could use some gas to actually pay off the debt, that's a good thing for me, too.
All right, just want to quickly touch on the actual overall price right now, hovering around $1.33, I think, after it goes up a little bit tonight. Our dollar, though, is remaining strong. Is that helping gas prices at all right now?
Absolutely no relation. You look at the correlation between oil and gas, there's no relation. The same thing goes with the Canadian dollar. They don't seem to marry or be in parallel with one another, so two totally different things, Nick.
Okay, let's talk about Limewire. There was a $105 million settlement with the four largest record companies yesterday. I mean, is this really enough for what the music labels probably lost when you consider about the illegal downloading?
So the cool thing is that they actually asked for $75 trillion with a T, $75 trillion. That's how much they guessed was lost in revenue. They ended up getting $100 million, significantly lower. Here's the problem with $100 million. To you and I, it sounds like a huge whack of cash. The bottom line is there's about, 19 record companies, more than the four main ones. They split it up the money. They get like $7 or $8 million each, let's say. $7 or $8 million each per record company, not even enough money to pay the salaries of the legal department and the lawyers. So for those people that think that they're artists and musicians and they're going to get a piece of that action, they got another thing coming. I don't think that's going to happen.
Did they go like this when they asked?
They must have. $100 million sounds cool. But the good thing is it sends out a signal. We've got to stop the piracy issue. It's not just obviously the musicians, it's book authors, it's television broadcasters, it's everybody. You got to own the content.
All right, you nailed it. Thanks a lot, Nick Bontis from the DeGroote School of Business. Appreciate your time again this week.